Good morning, everyone. It is time for First Alert Weather Extra. I hope you had a good weekend, and we're going to be tracking all sorts of changes in this week. Good morning, everyone. First Alert Meteorologist Jill Gilardi here. Let's talk about the pollen count to start. Your First Alert allergy forecast. It's low moderate the next few days, but you go from a level 3 Monday and Tuesday to a 4. So this is like a little bit higher, but all considered low moderate levels of ragweed. All right, here we go with these temperatures again. My goodness, what a warm day it was yesterday. We're going to do it again today. Actually, speaking of yesterday, let me just check this out. Wow, 85 degrees. Can you believe that? So, yeah, we're going to be seeing some warm temperatures again today. Closer to actually what it would be a record than the normal high. Normal high is 68. And we're going for those 80s inland and a few 70s, especially towards the shoreline. So 89 is the previous record today in the Hartford area, set back in 2007. We're right now forecasting 84. Either way, it's going to be, closer to a record than normal. What's normal? 68. So right smack in the middle of this graph. But we're more like late August, because 81 is a normal high, and early September. So, boy, have we been spoiled with some warm days. As we take a look at any bit of fog that we've been tracking this morning, visibility should be improving at 10 o'clock the latest for it to improve. Then we're fine, obviously, the rest of today. Tonight, though, giving you first alert for more areas of patchy fog developing going into Tuesday morning. Could slow you down. Remember, if you're ever traveling and it gets really foggy using your low beams, you'll kind of discover that pretty quickly, that high beams does not help you. It magnifies. So, it reflects off all those little tiny droplets, and then extra space between you and the vehicle in front of you. All right, tonight, how about it? We're going to be looking east. So the moon comes up at 6:02. Sun sets like 6:23. And you usually get a little bit closer towards, sunset. You're going to have a better chance of seeing Saturn to the right of the moon. So it's kind of like how they'll be skewed across the sky. But pretty cool. We get a super full harvest moon happening tonight. So if you take pictures of it, remember, submit it through the First Alert Weather app so we can show it off on TV. That reminds me, I got to check them out so I can show some off at the news at noon. If somebody submitted it. But if you are listening to this, please go ahead and do so if you took a picture. Tomorrow we're going to be breezy ahead of an approaching front, southwest wind, gusts 20 to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow is going to be the last of the really, really warm days. Upper 70s, low 80s for highs inland with scattered clouds from time to time. And along the shoreline, some mid and upper 70s for highs and scattered clouds. Should be dry though. But this trend of us watering our mums and anything else that's still alive, which pretty much everything is, we're going to have to do so today, tomorrow. But Wednesday, finally, Mother Nature looks to hook us up. Our rain chances are likely, and look at that for Sunday. We're going to be ramping up this forecast, I think, for noon regarding Sunday. We'll show you more on that in just a bit. But what we're going to be expecting heading into Tuesday night and Wednesday, the rain's going to be moving in. Wednesday morning, it develops after midnight west. It kind of takes over for the morning drive Wednesday morning. It's still ongoing across the southeastern part of our state, drying out northwest. May take until 3 o'clock for all that rain to end, and then clearing on out and staying on the breezy side. So how much we're expecting? Anywhere from a quarter to maybe a half an inch. All right, that's not bad. That will allow you to not have to water for a day or two. Especially, potted plants, you got to be cautious. You might get a day, where you don't have to water in that case. But dew point trend, you might notice, not so much going into tomorrow. The stickiness, though, will be present early in the day on Wednesday until the front goes through. Once the front goes through, the dew points drop, and then our temperatures are going to be dropping too. We're watching the tropics. Not yet quite Jerry forming. We need to first get to tropical depression status and then tropical storm. But we'll also be watching later in the week into the weekend. There's signs that there could be some sort of coastal storm developing. Hard to know if it's going to have tropical characteristics or not. Either way, it could bring rain and wind to us late weekend. So for now, 6 to 10 day outlook, we'll kind of just equal chances for rain or not much rain. And same goes for the 8 to 14 day outlook as of now. 46 to normal low is, okay, 67 now. Look at that. It dropped a degree. 67 is down the normal high. So 46, 67. We'll keep that in the back of our mind until we get to the 7 day. So outlook for temperature, that seems to be the case. Just wants to stay above average. So it doesn't look like, growing season's going to end anytime soon, though there will be some impacts to some sensitive plants Friday morning especially. If that 36 pans out, now we have not dipped into the upper 30s yet in the Hartford area. May 12th was the last time that happened. So we'll have to see. If that is the case, you're going to find more things zapped, from that cold weather. But in terms of our normal lows, which 46, we're not going to see that anytime soon after Wednesday morning. And then normal high of 67, we'll get closer to that by the weekend. Now, Sunday right now is dry, and putting that kind of in quotations because we'll likely be probably adding rain to the forecast. Just looked at the overnight data, and I'll wait for, to be able to see the data that's coming in later this morning and early this afternoon, but likely probably adding rain to that part of the forecast. But that's Saturday. The Eversource Hartford Marathon looks dry right now for Saturday. Refreshing, great running temperatures in the morning hours, I'm told. I don't run. My knees would not allow me to do that anyways. I always like to run just because it was a great way to just burn calories and, trim down, but you can't do that anymore. All right, so rain, yes, got a little bit of that in the forecast Wednesday, hopefully adding that in the Sunday forecast just in terms of because we need it, not because I want to ruin people's plans, right? A lot of Oktoberfest and Halloween kind of stuff themed for this time of year. And in terms of our temperatures, yeah, we are well above average, and then we're kind of closer to average Wednesday, and then we fall well below average to end the week and finally feeling more like fall. Here's a look at the shoreline, high temperatures as we go forward. Low 80s today, tomorrow, 70 Wednesday, 60s from Thursday through the weekend. So adjusting our wardrobe, adjusting our thermostat, that's what we're just going to have to do. That's the way it goes. That's why it's always important to keep up with those first alert forecasts. So we go a little extra at 8 in the morning, Monday through Friday, and then again at 9:30 in the evening, Monday through Friday. So we'll keep this going for you, keeping you updated on those future rain chances and any tropical development coming up later on at 9:30. But remember, I'm on it at noon with an update on all this stuff. We get some new information to share with you then. All right, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the summer-like feel.